Hi, Wes Scott from Lifeback Law Firm. Today we're going to talk about what happens if I file bankruptcy and my spouse does not. Well, first and foremost, just because you file does not mean your spouse has to file. Some people think that, if you file a bankruptcy, both people have to file if you're married. That's not true. Heck, you don't even have to file your taxes together. But bankruptcy, when one spouse files, here's the key. It does not affect your spouse. As long as you don't have joint debts together, the spouse is not filing a bankruptcy. And if you do have joint debts together, you want to make sure those joint debts stay current. Because if you don't, then the non-filing spouse's credit will be negatively affected. Of course, that's true if you file bankruptcy or not, right? I mean, if Joe and Lisa are on the same $5,000 credit card and Lisa files bankruptcy but Joe doesn't, Joe needs to make sure this payment stays current or it will negatively affect his credit. Notice that just because Lisa files, it doesn't affect, he's not filing. He's not filing bankruptcy. And if Joe were filing, Lisa's not filing bankruptcy. Just the person filing is filing the bankruptcy and getting rid of their liability. And that brings up another point. Some people think because you're filing on a joint debt, it means the whole debt's gone. That's not true. If it's a joint debt and Lisa files the bankruptcy, but Joe does not, that debt in its entirety stays with Joe. Not half of it, not zero of it, all of it, because you're jointly and severally liable on the debt. In the fine print of these agreements, you're jointly and severally liable on the debt. Now look, when the time is right, when you're ready to get your life back and this overwhelming debt keeps you up at night, you can't sleep, you can't think straight because it's consumed your life. Reach out to Minnesota's most kind and helpful bankruptcy law firm right here at Lifeback Law Firm. You're going to be so thankful you did.